Hello, Marc McDonald here. And I wanted to do a quick Facebook Live in my favorite carb colors to share with you that carbs are great for you. You know, I've been touring the world. And to be honest, every single event I do, we just did a European tour. We just did a Brazilian tour with our massive movement in a partnership with Jeunesse Global's Zen Project 8. And as we're touring the world, and I was just in Portugal and France, and I leave for Hungary tomorrow, the question I keep getting, I'm supposed to not eat carbs. Carbs aren't good for you. And I just wanted to do a 5-6 minute Facebook Live. Let me pull over here. I'm going to make sure that I pull up my profile on my iPad. So if you have questions, hey, Heather, if you want to share stuff as everyone's jumping on, Marion's on, Anastasia, Krisha from the UK, and Marion from the UK, Katie Honda from Brazil. So if you want, I want to do this in about 6-7 minutes so that you can share it with everyone that you know, because I am so tired of people telling me that an orange is bad for you, or a banana is bad for you, or an apple is bad for you, or some quinoa and brown rice are bad for you. The reality, and I'm going to break this down to the science of the body. I want us all to understand, and that's my goal with this Facebook Live, is that everyone realizes that your body needs carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are great for you. And the reason why people are struggling or they think they have to cut carbohydrates has nothing to do with carbohydrates. It has to do with overeating carbohydrates. It has to do with not balancing their blood sugar. It has to do with them eating them incorrectly. But when you can actually implement that there's only 3 macronutrients in all of life, protein, fats, and carbohydrates, only 3 essential nutrients that provide your body with energy, why would you ever cut carbohydrates in? And tonight, I'm going to show you from a physiological perspective, based on the enzymes in your mouth, why your body was designed to process carbohydrates. So if we're ready to get the carb party going, let's dive into it, because I'm excited, as you can see this. Okay, baby. Simon, what's up, Simon? Fuels the brain, baby. So let's first start with this. I'm going to share some great visuals with you. So I want to bring back to the basics of this blood sugar stabilization. And then I'm going to show an amazing chart for your digestive system. So let's just talk about the science of your body right now. Your body's energy source, and everyone can say this with me right now. You can type it in. It's called ATP, adenose triphosphate. And the reality is that I remember when my son Hunter was 13 years old now. Abby was had gestational diabetes, which is diabetic for pregnant women. And the first thing when Hunter was born, I wrote about this in my best-selling book, Body Confidence. The first thing when Hunter was born, what they do? They tested his blood sugar. Because if his blood sugar was too low, because a little infant doesn't have enough resources to survive, they can die. They can go into diabetic coma. So when your blood sugar is low, your body panics. And it releases a hormone called glucagon to break down your muscle, to feed the brain the sugar it needs. Your body's fuel source from the moment you take your first breath is glucose. Now, I know everyone talks about ketogenic diets and, you can do keto. Your body can shift to keto acids. Your body wasn't, when a baby's born, they're not using keto acids. And when someone tells me that a baby's first year of life, they're focusing on keto acids, that's a flat out lie. It's blood sugar balance. They're focusing on glucose. Carbs affect the hormone insulin, which when insulin is designed to lower blood sugar, glucagon to rise, fat slows down digestion. The combination of the 3 is what keeps your body balanced. But I don't want to focus on protein and fat right now. My goal with this Facebook Live is carbohydrates. And I just want everyone to remember ATP. So if you're watching this right now, say ATP. Say it with some energy. So if I stop this share, I'm going to bring up the digestive system. And this is something powerful. So this is our digestive system right here. Very simple. You have your salivary glands, you got your oral cavity, you got your pharynx, you got your esophagus, you have your liver, your gallbladder, your stomach, your small intestine, large intestine, rectum, and anus. Your entire purpose of your digestive system is to take your 6 essential nutrients of life. 3 of them provide energy. Protein, fats, and carbohydrates provide your body with energy. They're called macronutrients. Vitamins, minerals, and water are called micronutrients. They do not provide your body with energy. The whole goal for your body is to digest through chemical digestion and mechanical digestion. Mechanical digestion is everything you see right here. It's all this smooth muscle. It's to break everything down. I'll show you chemical in one moment, but this is mechanical digestion. It's to take in your protein, your fats, and your carbohydrates, break them down to their simplest form. carbs to glucose, whether it's a piece of fruit, whether it's an apple, whether it's an orange, whether it's spinach, whether it's brown rice, they all get broken down to glucose. Protein gets broken down to amino acids. Fat gets broken down to fatty acids. The only exception to this is fiber. So the digestive system, this is mechanical digestion. Now, let me show you why we're designed to eat carbohydrates. So when someone tells you you should do no carb, let's just talk about what that actually means. So I'm going to share my screen with you. I want you to look at the enzymes. In our mouth, all of us, every human has amylase. Amylase is designed, it's an enzyme designed to break down carbohydrates. See, your body, your brain, your resource, your energy source, ATP, is utilized to provide energy. So when someone tells you you don't need carbohydrates, then I want them to answer this. Then why do we have amylase in our saliva? We have amylase in our saliva so that we can start the chemical digestion of carbohydrates, because that is the fuel source for our body. When a diabetic has low blood sugar, remember, all diabetes is your body no longer can balance its own blood sugar. When you have low blood sugar, what do you need? You need carbohydrates, because you need glucose to provide your body. That's why balancing your blood sugar matters so much. Atkins diet, ketogenic diets, they started because people were overeating carbohydrates. They were overeating. It all started with the fat-free craze. They took away all the fat. They were overeating. And when they were overeating carbohydrates, they thought carbs became the enemy. We just have to balance it back out again. 3 macronutrients: protein, fats, and carbs. So when you start thinking about this, your body doesn't even start breaking down protein until the stomach. And that's when the chemical digestion of protein begins. Fat starts with bile. When you talk about the protein and the lipids, your whole chemical digestion is designed to break your protein, fats, and carbs down to their simplest form. So this is what I wanted to share tonight. I'm going to share a couple more visuals, but this is the first thing. I want everyone to realize, I love this. Carbs are your friend. Your body needs carbohydrates. I have a YouTube video that says exposing ketogenic diets, and the comments on that video make me laugh. People who have no understanding about the human physiology of the body. I am not saying a ketogenic diet doesn't work. I'm not saying you can't live without carbohydrates. I'm saying that it's not a place where your body's designed to be fed. Ketogenic diets, intermittent fasting, all of these fads were created to actually solve the obesity epidemic, because people don't understand food. You would never put a child, you would never take carbohydrates off my 13-year-old son, Hunter, my 3-year-old baby girl, Hope. If we're not going to put a kid on a ketogenic diet, why would we ever take carbohydrates from people? It's strictly as a diet to lose weight. Intermittent fasting, same thing. So the first thing is this: carbohydrates are your friend. From a physiological perspective, your energy source is ATP. The first enzyme is amylase that breaks down carbs. Now, actually, what are carbs? And let's talk about, this is what I want to share. I think this is what all the misconception comes about. When you look at these types of carbs, now, if you're having 8 loaves of bread with low blood sugar, then that's too many carbohydrates, and you're going to spike your blood sugar, you're going to store fat. If you're having some fruits and some vegetables, if I hear one more person say that an apple is bad for you, come on. Fruit is not bad for you. You need the combination of protein, fats, and carbs. Protein affects the hormone. Glucagon, carbs affect insulin, fat slows down digestion. You want a combination of it. But vegetables are fantastic for you. Fruit is fantastic for you. It's the right balance. Bread, too much, will spike your blood sugar. French toast, too much, will spike your blood sugar. Potatoes, oatmeal, even though they're fantastic, too much will spike your blood sugar. Brown rice the same way. It's understanding. From the moment you wake to the moment you sleep, it's eating a balance of carbohydrates. Not overcarbing, not undercarbing. Eating the right balance. See, our goal here is not to take away something. It's to empower people to understand. I get it. I lived on a ketogenic diet. I took my carbs out. When I hit a point watching my mom as an athlete, and I put on 60 pounds in 6 months, right after I finished playing soccer, I freaked out. And I read a book that told me I needed to go on a ketogenic diet. Took my body fat down to 4%, lived as a fitness model, looking amazing and feeling horrible. And food controlled me. I'm not here saying that you can't do it. I'm here telling you there's a better way. Physiologically speaking, our body was designed, when I showed you that digestive system, to eat carbohydrate, to eat protein, and to eat fat. The question isn't whether you're designed to eat it. There are 6 essential nutrients of life. You need all of them. Protein, fats, and carbohydrates are your macronutrients. Vitamins, mineral, and water are your micronutrients. You need all 6. The question now is, how can you balance it? So I have 2 more visuals I want to share with you. The first thing that I would do is I would look at this, and I'd share this with someone who thinks they don't need carbohydrates. And I would look at PFC every 3. The simplicity is this. This is your blood sugar levels right here. Protein affects the blood sugar hormone glucagon, which raises your blood sugar. Fat slows down digestion by slowing down the release of hydrochloric acid. Carbs affect insulin, which lowers your blood sugar. The combination is implementing a balance of all of them. If you balance the right carbohydrates, and carbohydrates like spinach and broccoli, these are all free anyways. I'm talking about the rices, the fruits. These are things you need to take into account for. But the combination of this balances your body, balances your blood sugar, and we're not using food to lose weight. We're using food to create hormonal balance. I did a call today with a mom in her 40s, a 16-year-old daughter, and a 14-year-old daughter. And the 16-year-old daughter talking about getting clear on food and understanding her food to optimize her performance as an athlete. But I also know when we talk about working with 16-year-olds and 14-year-olds and men and women, that we all want to have a look or a feel, and we want to feel that we can control our bodies. It's not about restricting. It's not about depriving. I've worked with too many people that cut, restrict because they think it's their only solution. I remember in Venice Beach, California, working with all the top fitness models, starving themselves because they thought it's the only way. There's a better way. And if someone that you know is carb depleting, if someone that you know, and I love everyone here, if everyone's, Jen Long, what's up, baby? Heather Rogers, Tanya, share this with someone. Because every event I do is I've traveled the world. I've hit over 50 countries, 6 continents the past year. And it breaks my heart when people feel they have to starve themselves and cut out macronutrients that they need to live. That's the power of what we're doing. And when we break it all down, it comes back down to the simplicity of this 3 layers of nutrition. And that's how easy it is. When we go right here, the whole food is your foundation. You take your favorite protein, fats, carbohydrates, you fill your gaps. Clean food, clean carbs, clean protein, clean fats. No one's telling people to have a bunch of French rolls. When we talk about carbohydrates, it's about balancing the foundation. Layer 2, your gap filler foods. You're talking about your Zenfuse shakes, your protein protein bars, your epic meal bars, your Trader Joe's dried fruit that I've traveled with around the world. Clean protein, fats, and carbohydrates that fill your gaps based on your goals. And then layer 3 are your essential supplements, things that are missing: antioxidants, omegas, electrolytes, multivitamins, minerals. This is the future. This is how we change it. Abby and I made a commitment in 1999 to launch Venice Nutrition. From that day, we have fought with many of you watching right now, whether it's live or on the replay, and we're fighting to change the world, to provide people hope that have lost hope, to provide people the opportunity to own their food. And if someone tells you you can't have a carbohydrate, that carbs are bad for you, and they show you study after study, let me tell you, there are 1,000 more studies that will counter that one nonsense study. I love studies, but studies are all skewed at times. You got to bring it back to the science of the body. Why do we have amylase in our mouth if we're not supposed to eat carbohydrates? Makes 0 sense. Why does glucose is the fuel source for our body if we're not supposed to eat carbohydrates? Why is our energy source ATP? Why is our life dependent upon blood sugar? This is the power of knowledge. So I love you guys. You can tell I'm fired up. I don't want to make this too long because I want you to be able to share it. But please share this message. And the naysayers and the haters out there that say that you don't need carbs, or Marc doesn't know what he's talking about, let me tell you, bake it on the basis of physiology, and I'll go to battle and tooth and nail and debate anyone in this world about that you need your 6 essential nutrients and you need your 3 macronutrients. It's all about balance. And when we can balance our body and empower people to win with their food, they will control the results that they want. They will become the master of their metabolism. And this is truly how we change how the world looks at food and empower people to live their best health. Okay. Love you guys. I'm fired up. Simon, big hugs from Texas. Mary, love you. Mandy Hummel, love you. Kathy Prague, Doug Belcher. Serta, please share this. And know what's up, Manuel in Switzerland. Just remember, together we can change the world. Together we can empower people. And we must expose the nonsense. We must expose the fads and show people they can be their very best. Tons of love. Have a wonderful night. Get ready for the next Facebook Live. Bye.